Welcome aboard, kid. New episodes weekly.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to the Wakcast, the wackest podcast on the Internet. I'm one of your three nerdy hosts, Naboo, that's who.
I'm Fluff McGruff.
And I'm Super Symbiote.
And today on the Wakcast, we have a very cool topic, at least for us, because we are all PlayStation gamers. And so we are keeping up with the state of play that happened earlier this week on the 2nd. And honestly, it was a lot cooler than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
It's a lot shorter than I expected it to be.
I mean, half an hour. That's usually I feel
know,
like
yeah,
what
but
these
they didn't waste no time
showcases
like talking about nothing. They were just like trailer. Don't do that, you mother.
That's always. And we at least have one fan who's super excited about the topic, and that actually is gonna be a game that'll come up later on. There, remember that cat. We'll start it off, and honestly, I didn't expect there to be this many really cool trailers, and I didn't expect them to start off with a really good one like we got. Capcom really came in
Hell
this state
yeah.
of play, and so we started with the Resident Evil 4 remaster, remake, whatever it is.
Yeah,
It's coming out
remake.
next year.
Yeah, that looks fucking sick. Like,
Ooh,
did you
I
go online and like look up comparison footages yet of like the old 4 and the new 4?
Nah.
no,
Bruh. Like, yo, they completely redesigned Ashley, I think is her name.
Oh, yeah. They showed her at
Yeah.
the beginning of the reveal.
Yeah, they got like a face model for her and shit, and like, damn.
Well, I heard a couple people were upset because the guy who played Leon originally in 4 was not asked to come back. But I think they've like stapled with the Resident Evil 2 remake that like they just have a new Leon voice actor now. So I'm not too upset with it because I really like 4 and the remakes have been really good graphically and story wise. So
And
I'm
lucky,
so
actually
ready.
really glad that they just went straight to 4.
Dude, it's been in the so like the best part about it is when they revealed 3 remake, everybody was like, oh yeah, no shit. And then everyone took to the internet and was like, dude, so did they reveal 4 yet? And like there was no word. And then maybe even 2 weeks after, there was a little slip through the grapevine like, hey, Resident Evil 4 remake is going to come out, and everyone lost their minds. Now it's confirmed. We weren't crazy.
No, yeah. And it looks awesome. The graphics are going to be great. And I mean, I'm sure anyone listening who games knows the impact that game had on gaming itself and how video games are laid out. And yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be excited to replay that in such high definition, and
No, yeah.
it'll be great. And honestly, they kept it going too. They started with that, and then they moved into their PlayStation VR 2, which is we knew that was going to be
Jeez.
heavily showcased in this state of play. And honestly, what they showed for it looked a lot cooler than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And I honestly really want a VR 2 now. And the first thing they showed us, of course, was Resident Evil 8 VR.
Oh my lord, there's too many creepy kids out there that are gonna really enjoy that.
No, yeah, dude. Big mommy vampire.
Now look, I'm gonna be honest, I was like 2 weeks ago I was gonna replay 8, right? I got maybe like 15 minutes in and I was like, yo, this game is hard.
But it's hard.
And like the jump scares were actually scary. And I was like, oh my God. And that was the first thing I thought of was, oh man, this would suck in VR. And now like, oh yeah, buckle up for that.
My thing is like, I wonder, it's dark to bring this up, but I wonder how many people are going to like accidentally hurt themselves because they're trying to rig up like a choking apparatus while they're getting choked type of situation. Like, it's gonna happen. I don't mean to put that evil out into the world. It's just like it's
all right. Well,
at least one person, it's gonna happen. Hopefully, it's
smart
just
Moving
about
on from
it.
that dark thought.
Be smart about it.
We also I skipped over though that with Resident Evil 4 remake they are also making Resident Evil 4 content for the VR. So we're getting Resident Evil
What?
8 VR and we're going to have Resident Evil 4 content. I don't know if that means like the whole game VR or not, but
It might be like a branch off story specifically for VR. I think they've done that before with like demos and stuff. It was like a 2-hour demo, but it didn't necessarily take place during the game. That's
yeah.
more than likely. That's cool though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty sweet. Like I said, I already really want the VR too. I've wanted VR for a while, and this kind of sealed the deal for me.
Yeah.
And they kept with the zombie theme. Next trailer they showed being the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, Chapter 2, Retribution.
Oh
I haven't kept
no.
up with The Walking Dead in several years, but I mean, any zombie game in VR, I'm sure is a blast.
There
Fair
was there was a couple Walking Dead games that were giant messes of doo doo. So I hope this one isn't the same way.
You'll have to let us know in the comments. Any Walking Dead fans out there, let us know how the franchise is going.
Yeah.
But moving past that, they then showcased No Man's Sky VR,
Yeah.
which I think is already out because there was no release date. And I've seen some comments that were like, they've already shown this game, so maybe there's like a new patch coming, or
So
they
I'll
just wanted
talk
to
about
show it
No
again.
Man's Sky. I've played No Man's Sky before. It's pretty fun. It started out rough. All right. So it was
I've
horrible.
heard.
Basically there was no interaction. It was like dead worlds on top of dead worlds, which you know how savage the gaming community gets after one dead world. And
Yeah.
multiple, you're fucking done. So they've done lots of updates. They've been updating this game since it came out, and they've got good multiplayer now, so you can explore space with your friends. There's like space combat, there's species that you can discover on all the different alien planets, and since you're discovering them, you can like name these species for yourself in your like little section. But it's basically like randomly generated stuff for like every planet and everything. So it'd always have like different species and stuff like that, because it's like guns in Borderlands. There's so many randomly possible variations that it's basically infinite.
Yeah, I've heard
That's
I've
cool.
heard good things from that game. Like it's starting off rough, but they've really given it the care that it's needed, and the fan base has been supportive of it. And it's a game I've looked at getting a lot, but I think playing it in VR is just the push I need to actually like get the game finally,
No, yeah,
experience it, and
it's
go
space
explore
exploration,
space.
and like
Yeah,
when you drive your ship, you're in like, you can be a first person and shit too, kind of like the other one.
yeah. But yeah, that looks cool. And then they moved into, of course, what I'm most excited for with the VR too, and that is the Horizon Call of the Mountain. We got some
Wild.
gameplay footage of that. They
Wild.
gave a little reveal of it, and yeah, you're playing as this character Reyes, and you're going up the mountain, figure out why the machines are attacking to kind of redeem yourself, I guess, within the tribe. But yeah, I mean, imagine playing Horizon Zero Dawn in first person in
Yeah.
VR. And
What I think is really cool
Oh my
about this
God.
is that instead of just taking Horizon like Zero Dawn and just being like, oh, let's turn this into VR, they like made a new story that's not about Aloy, that just kind of
yeah,
expands on the world development of the Horizon series. And I'm really liking that they're taking that shot. That
yeah,
could bode
yeah.
very well.
No, I think that's a really smart decision to expand the world instead of the character, especially with the character having a little bit of backlash after the second game. That really just goes to the writing, though. I mean, it's not like Aloy's fault, really.
Yeah, I feel like so far every VR game that's been announced has just been like, yeah, I'd probably have a heart attack playing this. Like none of these sound like super fun. Like I would play them all, but I just know there'd be one point where I would stumble across something horrible and I would just be like, "Ah."
Bro, what do you mean? You don't want to see a thunder jaw bust out right in
Right.
front of you and almost stomp on you?
In VR? No,
Yeah.
that's all right. I'll
Talk
be up
about a
here
good time.
screaming.
You don't want to be at the top of a mountain in VR and then look down and see that you're like 2,000 feet off the ground.
Unless it's Skyrim, nah, I ain't about it. If it was Skyrim though, I would
Ooh,
just become
I
ethereal and jump.
I
Like,
will be
let's
playing
go.
Skyrim VR as well. That is a big selling point. I
That's a
will
big
buy it
one.
again to do that.
There's a Minecraft VR if it's coming out, if it hasn't already. They were talking about it at one of the presentations a couple years ago.
I need so much money.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, we won't see Rat for a
But
while if he gets Minecraft VR.
That would be super dope. That would bring me back into it for sure.
yeah, buddy. But moving on from that, that was the end of the VR showcase part of it. And but they did keep going with Horizon Forbidden West getting a new update soon and a big one. It's bringing New Game Plus to the game. It's also adding in some new missions and trophies. Big update. So get excited for that. New weapons too.
Dang.
If you're wanting to jump back into that or play it for the first time, know that once you finish, you can New Game Plus it right away. I think it'll be sweet. And then they moved on to not a reveal, but a release for the PC, SpiderMan.
Yeah.
Oh
Insomniac
yeah.
game finally coming to PC.
Welcome to the club, PC guys.
Now more people can enjoy Spider-Man.
It's a
That's
fantastic
really
game.
surprising that it
Yeah.
I
took
know.
And
Like,
like 5 years.
if you haven't played the game or owned it or whatever, you don't own a PlayStation, you probably see the reviews and you're like, it's over exaggerated. It's probably just another dumb superhero game. It's not.
it should have got Game of the
It's an
Year.
emotional game. It's got very good character arcs. It's got a very good story. The Easter eggs are incredible. The costumes, you've got like 50 costumes in the first game that you could
Ooh,
just cycle through.
yeah.
Like, it's so good.
And the costumes have abilities and all this other crazy shit. And then you can mix and match abilities. Like they went incredibly in depth with that game for it being a Spider-Man game. I related to
Yeah.
the Arkham series, like to be honest, like the
Yeah.
love and care that I was taking with the Arkham series. Y'all all know how good those games are. Y'all all know how good the stories were written.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what they did with Spider-Man. So if you haven't had a chance to play it because you don't own a PS4, maybe you own a PC, and you can hop on it because it's definitely worth the play. It is the Spider-Man story we've always needed in media.
If they give you Miles Morales afterwards, it is also its own standalone game.
Yeah.
It is not like a side project that's like 4 hours long. It's an entire game, and it's better than the first one.
Yeah.
And 2's coming out for us PlayStation gang next year. So
No, and hopefully this is the bridge that this franchise needed, and we can get some of these other console ports cranking out a little bit faster as opposed to 5 years, you know.
yeah, no doubt.
Hopefully. But yeah, get excited to swing into Spider-Man. Coming soon, I'm pretty sure, to PC.
Yeah.
But then next thing they showed, which I was really excited for, I know the internet was really excited for too. I think we knew it was going to be showcased, and this is why we brought in the cat earlier, our hired actor, to get you excited for Stray.
Yeah,
We
Stray.
got a new look at Stray, a little bit of gameplay footage, and it looks so cool.
Honestly, yeah, I kind of really dig it. Looks like a puzzle game.
If you haven't seen Stray yet, you just play as a cat. It looks like you might be a little messenger cat, maybe. You live in a high-tech robotic world, and in a society where it seems like maybe cats and or humanoids in general are feared by the robots, and some are out to destroy them. But it looks pretty
Wow.
chill. It looks like you're just gonna discover a really cool high-tech world and be a cat.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet, to be honest.
It does look pretty good.
Nice little indie game.
And also they did get a date, so July 19th. So actually get excited for that. You can buy it in a couple weeks, or if you're a PlayStation Plus Extra or higher member, you'll just get it for free on the day.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, get excited for Stray.
That's sick.
And thank you to our hired actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was her name again?
What's your name? Did we pay her?
Yeah.
I don't
What's
think
her name
so.
again?
No, she did that for free. Don't worry.
Anyway, moving on to another huge announcement. I feel like Alex, you were pretty excited for. We got a really good look at the Callisto protocol.
Yeah, that gave me heavy Dead Space vibes.
Yeah.
And I love Dead Space, specifically Dead Space 2, because it was like more actiony looking than the first Dead Space. You know, the first Dead Space was scary as all fuck, and then 2 was still scary, but you were badass. So like, it wasn't as scary. And then by 3, you were like full on John Wick, and it was like, come at me, demons.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Doom. Yeah, so I'm really excited for the Callisto Protocol. For those reasons. I love scary space adventures.
Same.
So it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it looked awesome. And that is coming out December 2nd, 2022. So mark your calendars, end of the year, it's coming. But yeah, moving on from that, just gonna speed through the next couple. We saw a Roller Drome, a new rollerblading shooter game.
Yeah, I
Looked
saw
to me
that.
kind of looked like a mix of Tony Hawk and Titanfall to me.
What?
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
did not
that's
see
the
this
vibe I got.
trailer. What?
You
in the
didn't see
Roller
world?
Drome.
Yeah, it's like roller derby, but Fortnite put together. So you're like shooting and doing tricks and shit.
Yeah, and the
What?
way they were jumping around the obstacles and stuff really reminded me of like Titanfall, kind of how you
I
jump
don't
on
know if
walls and
it's
stuff.
gonna
But
be. I noticed that the enemies they were shooting at were clearly NPCs, so I don't know if it's gonna be like multiplayer like that, or
yeah,
if it's gonna be like more of a get the most points by killing people type of thing competition.
Nice.
I'm sure it'll have like a multiplayer aspect. The
That would
format
be
seems
gnarly.
like it would be.
Just
Yeah,
doing
it looks
flips.
cool. The vibe of it seemed really cool. Some
Yeah.
people I feel like are off put by the graphics, but we'll
Yeah,
have to
it's
see.
heavily cell shaded.
Oh Lord.
That comes out August 16th, so we'll see soon enough.
Nice.
And then moving on to the Eternites, which is a new action game / dating sim game.
What in the
They blended the two into a sort of,
I ain't go
I don't
front
even
though.
know
When I was
how
first
to
watching
describe
stuff
it.
for it and the dude's arm fell off, it was like anime opened up and I was like, anime. And this dude's arm was gone. And then it grew into like crazy arm. And then it went computer and I was like, oh shit, this is like a badass anime game. This shit could be cool. And then I saw the dating sim elements and then they straight up just told you, like at the end of the trailer, like, this is half dating sim. You're like,
Yeah.
oh.
They described it as action dating sim, so
That,
I
what in
mean,
the
and
hell?
that's
it
that's coming
probably is
early
addictive as
2023.
fuck, though. I ain't gonna front. Like the character writing is probably really good.
Oh
What
yeah,
in the world?
you can't put it past them. But yeah, so early 2023. Look forward to that. And then Capcom came back in with another big announcement:
Yeah,
Street Fighter 6.
bro, it's been a while since we've
Yeah.
gotten
With
Street Fighter.
I haven't really played the Street Fighter games since I was a kid, but this trailer was really cool.
I played 5. It was pretty fun. It wasn't
It kind of
great.
looks like they're expanding on like the world of Street Fighter. Like it's not. It looks like it's not just going to be a fighting game. Like they're
Yeah.
going to explore like the world a little bit and actually learn about these characters and stuff. And then they did make a new one. I think Luke, right? He's new.
Yeah, he's an original character for this game.
And did y'all see Hoboken?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
he be looking fire.
This
Yeah.
it's probably gonna be a whole lot of fun. Because like I said, 5 wasn't terrible, but I just wasn't into it. But I think
Yeah,
6 will be a lot better.
it's a fighting game that I don't really have experience with, so I know it's gonna feel different than the like Mortal Kombat, Injustice,
Oh
and
yeah.
Smash Bros that I'm used
Honestly,
to. But the style looked really cool. The trailer did kind of sell me on it, so I
Yeah.
think I am gonna look into that more, maybe play that.
Yeah.
But that's coming 2023. We don't know when yet, but all you can hope for is that 2023 will be the day or the year.
Street Fighter 6.
And then we moved into the part of the showcase, the state of play that, of course, was my favorite section, the indie games. We got 2 pretty sweet indie game reveals, starting with one called Tunic. And Tunic looks just like a little fox Zelda dungeon crawler. It looked great.
Which one was
Nice.
Woke Studio Ghibli?
Probably the second one. But yeah, Tunic, you play as a little fox. You have a little sword. It looks like you're going through dungeons. It looked very much like the early Zelda games, kind of. But the graphics look really cute. I think
Nice.
it's gonna have a pretty cool story deep down, like they always do. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But then, yeah, as Justin was saying, the second game is called a Season: A Letter to the Future. And you play a character who travels around on their bike. It looks like then they document what they're seeing to pass the information on to the future generations potentially. I don't know. Watching it, it gave me goosebumps. I'm all about a good indie game with a nice story, so
Nah, it looks
I'm
super
pretty excited.
wholesome, dude.
I'm gonna have to play it. I'm gonna have to just to feel something.
Yeah,
Anything.
I mean,
Sometimes I let matches burn down to my fingertips just to feel something, anything.
Feel some shit. It literally looks like you're playing like the star of like a Studio Ghibli movie. That's what it looked like.
yeah.
To me.
Well, if you want to feel something, go ahead and get Spiritfarer. It's on
Nice.
PlayStation. That's a beautiful game. You basically play the you boat people to death.
Oh
Basically.
yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard of
but you
that.
you give them like a peaceful send off basically on this houseboat that you build for them and stuff. It's really cute, really emotional. I cried.
Fair
I
enough.
cried a lot. But yeah, those were the indie games. Super excited for those. Definitely let me know in the comments if you're excited for the indie games, and let us know about any of these that have really got you pumped up. Or maybe if you don't play PlayStation, maybe they got you thinking about trying to buy a PlayStation 4 or 5. But hit us up in the comments, especially as we bring up the final reveal of the state of play, which was a big one, and that's Final Fantasy 16.
Yes, it's
Justin's
about
over there
time.
geeking.
Yo,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
so
throw it over
excited.
to Justin.
All right, so I've always been a fan of Final Fantasy. Like ever since I could game, I've been a fan of Final Fantasy. It's like that shit. Like I played like I think my first one was like 4.
Dang.
Or something. I don't know. I think I skipped 5. I was young. I couldn't get all the games, So I went to 6. I got 7. I got 8. I got 9. Yeah, and 10 and 11 and 11 2 and 11 3 and 10 2. Can't forget about 10 2.
Oh my
Some
god.
numbers I've seen.
Damn, bro.
I hope if you're listening, you're keeping up.
No, yeah, it's fucking great. It's a great series. And this one looked bonkers. Like, I just can't even describe how crazy it looked. Like, footage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
footage.
it did look really crazy.
Nuts.
I haven't
From
played the Final Fantasies, but it is exciting to see one coming out, and
from
with all
that
the remasters
first
and stuff.
like reveal trailer of 16, which was like a year and a half ago, I knew it was gonna be baller, dude. 15 was so good, and 16 has like a night element to it.
Bro, I love the medieval aspect. I
Yeah,
love it. I've been
it's
craving.
gonna be too much. It's gonna be a killer game.
Like I've been craving like a good fantasy game that's like really in depth with its lore that I know Final Fantasy is like, and
They slay it.
And it's not like gonna make me want to shoot myself with how hard it is.
Yeah,
I'm telling you that's why Square Enix is my favorite game company. I've defended them for years. I will always defend Square Enix.
They'll make you
They
feel some shit
slap,
too. Final
dude.
Fantasy, which one was it? I think it was 15 with Prince Noctis.
Yeah.
Oh, that one hit me so hard, like in my chest at the end. Don't get me wrong, there were a lot of moments where I was like, JRPG to the
Nah.
max. But, like when it like actually like gets to the end and they do what they do, it's just like
Yeah, I remember playing 15 all the way through. It was an emotional heartbreak of a story. And then I immediately jumped into what is now literally probably one of my top 3 favorite game series, Life is Strange. And that's a Square Enix partnership with Deck 9 and Don't Nod for the whole series. And they just, I mean, the writers behind these games, they've got to have seen some pain in their lifetime because it's real.
oh yeah,
It's real
like,
emotional.
they can make a fucking story. And like I feel like that's their strength and they stick with it. I'll bring it like when they did Avengers, the story was great. I did really like the story of the Avengers game.
It was the gameplay that
it
was
the
bad.
multiplayer aspect that was just kind of whack. And it's like, y'all should stick to just, giving us a great story.
And I was one of those doubters. I was when they
we got Guardians of the Galaxy.
E3 presentation showed Guardians. I was like, this is probably going to be dookie butter. This was probably planned before the Avengers, and it's just not going to be good. And
Right.
I had to literally play it to realize, like, I was running through chapters being like, oh man, that was pretty fun. And then before I knew it, I was at the end of the game and I was like, yo, this was a nice, good, emotional, down to earth Marvel story about the Guardians. It taught me a lot about them that I didn't know before.
And it's literally just because they focus on the story. So like, I just really hope that's something that they do. And it looks like with Final Fantasy 16, that is something that they did.
Keep in mind,
hint.
Guardians was written by done up by the same studio who did the Tomb Raider trilogy. So they knew, like, oh yeah, we're gonna give it to them.
Which is another fantastic series.
Yeah.
Stories.
Oh yeah, Tomb Raider was one of my first game series that I played. It really got me into gaming.
So like,
and got me into like Uncharted and those style of games.
In my opinion, with the exception of maybe Avengers, like they've been knocking it out of the park recently. In Final Fantasy, this is their baby. I mean, there's 16 of them bitches, and there's technically closer to like 27 of them bitches.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's they're not gonna do a main numbered title in this series injustice. They're gonna do their best to make it appealable to our whole generation and just be one of the best games. Hopefully, a game of the year.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm waiting on your release.
Look forward to that in 2023 as well. So, and that did it for the state of play. That was all the announcements. What do you guys think overall? What are you most excited about?
Bro, Final Fantasy 16 is what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, I didn't catch all of it when it was airing, but I mean, it sounds like it was a pretty good show all around for 30 minutes. They just ran a lot of really good content.
Yeah, back to back. It was cool. The Callisto Protocol, I am also pretty excited for. That one looks pretty good, if not nightmare fuel-y.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna pick it up for sure.
And of course, let us know what you thought in the comments down below as we move on to our Naboo's News. And today on Naboo's News, we just have two other announcements pretty much. It is more gaming news, so whole gaming
Game
episode.
Fuel episode.
I am leading it. You shouldn't be surprised. But anyway, the first big announcement, Dragon Age. Brand new Dragon Age coming out. I'm gonna throw it to Fluff McGruff for this.
Yeah,
about it, son.
Dragon Age 4 is coming out. The announcement here really is that it's got its name now. Dragon Age Dreadwolf, which if you've played Inquisition, spoilers, Dreadwolf was kind of the whole ending of that game and why shit is the way it is now in that series. And so it's kind of just directly taken up from him. Of course, we already know a couple of things. I talked about it in a previous episode, but it's going to be taking place in Tevinter. We know that, which is heavily magically influenced. And if you've ever played the Dragon Age series before, you know that's a continent that we haven't seen yet. So we're just gonna get a whole bunch of new with this next installment of
Nice.
the Dragon Age series. I'll probably do an episode about it when more information comes out.
Nice.
It's still a long ways off.
And
Heck
moving on from that, and also kind of tied in with the state of play, they also there was a tweet that came out that said showing that there are still 85% of PlayStation Studios games are unannounced right now.
Oh my
And
god.
they dropped a list of different game studios and different things they're working on, just to like throw a few out. Sucker Punch right now, their current project is a narrative open world game. And then they're working on a multiplayer game as well.
Yo,
We've got
Sucker Punch is
Insomniac.
back.
Yo, Sucker Punch.
Current project
Ghost of
Spider-Man
Tsushima,
2.
right?
Sorry, what?
Did Sucker Punch do Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing it over again, son. New
Bro,
Game
that's
Plus.
a good game.
It is one of my favorite
so good.
PlayStation
Yeah.
games. I'm so
Oh, yeah.
happy they're
The
back.
open world games as they want to do. I'll take it.
Let's go.
We also have Insomniac, of course, their current project, Spider-Man 2, second
course.
project being Wolverine, and then a third multiplayer project.
Yo,
Guerrilla Games
sick, yo.
with an unannounced title multiplayer game. Naughty Dog working on a standalone multiplayer game, a AAA narrative storytelling game, and one unannounced title. And then a ton more from nothing about that yet. Of course, we do know that The Last of Us remake or remaster is going to be revealed soon. But yeah, so 85% of the games in development haven't been announced yet. And with that, in a few weeks or a month or so, we're getting the like summer gameplay or whatever it's called. There's the Summer Game Festival is happening. It's going to be even more showcases, even more game reveals throughout the rest of the year too. I think there's another one in September from Sony.
Let's go.
So yeah, the news is keep watching the news because we're gonna have tons of reveals coming. We haven't even seen half of it.
I love Sony.
With that, just to finish off the news, as always, just going to tell you the PlayStation Plus games for June. It's a pretty decent lineup, I guess. They're giving away God of War. If you haven't played the new God of War yet, or you don't have it on your PlayStation, boom, now you do. It's a fantastic game. We're also getting Naruto 2 Boruto Shinobi Striker. Know nothing about these games.
Poop.
And we're getting the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Hey, if you on Sony and you got Nick All-Stars, send me a request at Super Symbiote 420. Let's shoot that around, baby.
The Wakpak is about to be going down on the All-Stars Brawl now that I don't have to pay for it.
Yep, I'm ready. Let's go. In preparation for multiverses.
I'm sure that's why they're doing it. They're like, no, play our game. Don't pay attention to multiverses. Well, I mean, bad. All right.
Well,
we're all going Super Saiyan Shaggy.
Like multiverses is free, but Nick All-Stars, it's like, well, you pay like $30 or whatever, and all of their DLC is free, and they've already dropped like 5 characters. Yeah. So I'm ready to let's see. I'm ready to whack some ass, dude. I'm gonna be
Aang up in that bitch.
They've got Aang, Shredder's in it now. Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot. You've got
Shredder,
Zim and Gurr and Ren and Stimpy. It slaps. It's pretty fun. It's got weird mechanics, but you'll get used to them quick. See me, dude. See me.
Well, if you're in the Wakpak and you're on PlayStation, hit us up. We'll be on there. And thanks for listening. I know this has been a whole Sony PlayStation episode, but we're really excited for all this content. We hope you guys are too. I know I've said it a bunch, but get in the comments.
Yeah.
And like and subscribe and do all that stuff. We really appreciate you guys listening. And just to close it out, as always, I've been Naboo, that's who.
I'm Fluff McGruff.
And I'm Super Symbiote.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now that's a whack production.